Today in the Paddock, we are focusing on staying safe during your next move, what's happening inside the ABAC beef unit, and the rising stress as final week approaches. Hello and welcome to the Paddock. I'm Kayla Brenton. According to the USDA's 2025 Prospective Planting Report, Georgia's farmers are expected to increase their peanut and corn acreage. However, cotton plantings are projected to decrease. The total wheat acreage planted across the U.S. is estimated at 45.4 million acres, which is about 6% lower than last year. Georgia Agriculture Commissioner Tyler Harper announced that the state's Department of Agriculture, in partnership with local pest control professionals and homeowners, has recently removed several yellow-legged hornet nests in the Savannah area. Get ready, onion lovers! Georgia's famous sweet Vidalia onions are back. Grown in South Georgia, Vidalias are known for their unique sweetness and limited availability. Here at ABAC, we have a lot of great facilities, like the farm, the forestry unit, and the beef unit. Emily Nunnery will give us a better insight on the ABAC beef unit.
Hands-on learning is something that ABAC prides themselves on, and labs are a great way to experience just that. An artificial insemination lab was held on April 15, 2025, right here on campus. Facilities like our beef unit allow students to get out of the classroom and learn first-hand industry techniques.
At Abraham Baldwin Agricultural College, we have our very own beef unit right here on campus. Dr. Mary Ellen Hicks and Doug Hicks, who is ABAC's beef unit manager, just recently held an AI lab at the beef unit for students. This allowed students to get a hands-on learning experience on how artificial insemination truly works.
These heifers that we're breeding today, they'll start calving next January.
Oh, okay.
And so the students, the next repro class like this that was up here, they get assigned these heifers. And so what they'll do is they'll write journals on the heifers until they calve and up to 2 weeks after they calve. So the group next year will get to see the calves that we're hopefully making by artificial insemination today.
The AI lab took place on April 15, 2025. This year, semen was donated by Knoll Crest Farms in Red House, Virginia. We look forward to seeing the products of Hink Historic at the beef unit in the future.
Now to Christopher Kubander with our market report.
Hey y'all, I'm Christopher Kubander with this week's Southeast Market Update, covering key trends in corn, cotton, cattle, and soybeans. Cotton prices saw a notable rebound this week. Cotton futures settled at 68.86 cents per pound, marking a strong recovery from early April lows of near 63 cents. Although prices remain below levels seen in the fall, recent momentum suggests a potential stabilization in the cotton market. Live cattle futures continued their upward trend. Cattle futures closed at $208.10 per hundredweight, reflecting consistent strength in demand and solid market fundamentals. Despite some mid-month changes, prices have been steadily rising since early March, underscoring continued confidence in the Southeast beef sector. Corn futures experienced a moderate decline. Corn futures closed at $4.46 per bushel, down from February highs near $5.20. The recent dip appears to be driven by weather-related market pressures and shifting global supply expectations. Even so, current prices remain above early March lows, indicating some resilience. Soybeans are beginning to recover now as we end April. Soybeans are also showing a steady rebound. Soybean futures closed at $10.45 per bushel on April 23rd. That's a recovery from the late March low around $9.75. Following a sharp dip, prices peaked above $10.90 in February, and while we haven't fully returned to those highs, the current upward trend reflects improving market sentiment as the planting season gains momentum. That concludes this week's market report. In the Paddock, I'm Christopher Kubander.
Thank you, Christopher. Moving can be risky, but simple safety tips can help. Shelby People shares how to lift smart and stay safe.
Moving day can be stressful, and in the rush to pack and lift, safety is often overlooked. Each year, thousands of injuries are reported from lifting boxes, carrying furniture, and navigating unfamiliar spaces.
There are things that happen at any workplace when you're unsafe, right? And again, our associate safety is our number one top priority.
Joanna Smith, an area manager with Amazon, says many of the same safety techniques used in the workplace apply at home.
So if you're moving at home, you always want to be engaging your core, lifting with your knees, all the things you do at the gym, you want to extend to lifting those boxes.
According to Smith, improper lifting is one of the most common causes of injury during a move. Strains, pulled muscles, and back problems can occur when people ignore basic safety principles.
You're not doing a lot of repetitive movements that put your body out of strain and use your power zone, right? So don't be overextending. Keep your boxes close to your chest, stuff like that.
Smith says using what's called your power zone, the area between your mid-torso and your mid-thigh, reduces strain and helps prevent injuries when lifting. By following basic safety steps and paying attention to how items are lifted and packed, experts say most moving injuries can be prevented.
Just make sure you use what you're putting in the box to even it out, right? And then again, to avoid issues that come up, you want to test the weight before you pick up the box.
Whether you're moving down the street or across the country, a little preparation can help protect both you and your belongings. Take your time, lift carefully, and make safety a priority this moving season.
Hey y'all, Shelby Wentz here today with your 30-day weather outlook. Temperatures are on the rise across the southeast, and above average warmth is expected to last through the next month. Expect sunny days, warm afternoons, and early signs of summer heat. These conditions are great for early crop growth for farmers. We're leaning drier than normal this month. While a few scattered showers and afternoon storms may roll through, consistent rainfall isn't in the cards. If you're planting or already have crops in the ground, you might need to supplement with irrigation, especially in southern Alabama, Georgia, and parts of the Florida Panhandle. Soil moisture is in the decline in several areas. Moderate drought conditions are popping up in parts of South Georgia and Mississippi, and dry topsoil may delay planting or stress early seedlings. But in areas that held on to moisture from early spring rains, conditions are still favorable for planting corn, peanuts, and cotton. Farmers are gearing up to hit planting season in full stride by the end of the month. If you've got hay fields, this next dry stretch could be ideal for first cuts. Just watch for those sneaky afternoon showers. And that's all for your 30-day weather outlook.
Thank you, Shelby. Finals week, 2 words that bring a mix of stress, exhaustion, and for some, a spark of motivation. As the semester ends, students across campus are pulling late nights, finishing projects, and trying to hang on to the last thread of sanity. But how are they really feeling?
It's a little stressful, with all the curriculum that you have to restudy for everything. But, just pushing through it.
I'm feeling okay. I've been doing this for 4 years now, so it's nothing new.
From anxiety to confidence, everyone experiences finals differently. But the preparation, that's a whole other journey.
I usually just go to the library and study whenever I have extra time, just have to prioritize your classes.
Normally I just kind of look at how I'm doing in a class, what my grade is maybe, and how well I know the material. And then that helps me determine whether, how intensively I study for that class. If I know the material very well and I'm doing well in the class, maybe I won't study as much, versus if I'm doing not so well in the class, then I'll try to study a little more and see what I can do to make sure my grade stays above a certain point.
Coping looks different for everyone, whether it's a long walk, a coffee break, or just a few deep breaths in between study sessions. A professor here at ABAC sees the pressure from a different perspective.
The number one sign of stress that I see is non-attendance when students are unable to make it to class or they are late to class. The second sign of stress that I see is their inability to meet deadlines. They are unable to submit an assignment or a project when it's due.
Their advice? Manage your time, take care of your health, and don't be afraid to ask for help. Campus resources are here for a reason.
The first advice, falling behind and burning out. First, find all the resources that you need for that course. I talked about staying organized. So find all the notes that you need for that course. Once you've put them where you can easily access them, look at your schedule and see what activities you can drop. You want to shed any excess workload because you're already stretched thin, you're falling behind. So you want to drop any excess activity. If it's hanging out with friends, cut that short. You will get together once exams are over. So find, anywhere where you can cut your excess activity or workload so that will give you time to study those notes that you have set aside.
So if you're struggling this week, take a breath. You've come this far, whether it's one day at a time, 1 hour, or just one assignment. You're doing the best you can. Well, that'll wrap us up for today. Thanks for tuning in to the latest Ag and ABAC news. From all of us here at the Paddock, I'm Kayla Brenton. Have a great week and G Hall, y'all.